All right, so Ms. Marvel episode 4 is available now on Disney Plus, and this is going to be a purely spoiler review. So if you don't want any spoilers for this episode or any of the previous episodes, click off the video now. You have been warned. Let's get right into it. I watched the Real Rejects reaction of this episode. They seemed to like it quite a bit. And then I also watched the kind of reaction / breakdown from New Rockstars, and they seem to not love it necessarily. The big thing for them is the clandestines. They don't think they're very fleshed out as villains, and I completely agree with them on that. And it has me worried for the rest of the season. I think there's only 2 episodes left now, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't know, they just don't feel like very strong villains. I don't think they're as bad as the Flag Smashers from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I really did not like those villains there. But I don't know. They're just not that interesting to me. The idea of them is interesting, but the execution, not so much. I was expecting the villain, or the villains of this series to be the Department of Damage Control, which they kind of were for a minute in the beginning, but they don't seem like they're going to be an issue going forward. After the last episode, the clandestines got arrested by them, and in this episode, they broke out like it was nothing. So, I don't know. Kind of felt a little cheap. I mean, Abomination is there. We're going to be seeing him in that damage control prison in She-Hulk. So you'd think it'd be a little harder to break out of, but for them, I guess, I don't know. I don't know, man. They're just not that interesting in terms of villains, but this episode, I mean, it had some pretty good action. It had a great action / chase scene, or not action, but like a chase / fight scene that I thought worked really well in this episode. It was very fun to watch. But aside from that, I would say this is a very exposition-heavy episode. Learning more about the clandestines from the Red Daggers that we meet in this episode. Learning about their homeworld and what happened to it, which sounds a lot like an incursion, which we got introduced to in Multiverse of Madness. So maybe there's going to be some connections there. A lot of dimension and universe talk from, what was his name? Let me find his name. I think it's Waleed, which I think was probably the leader of the Red Daggers. Got a lot of that sort of talk from him, talking about their universe and other dimensions and how it works and stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But yeah, from the New Rockstars breakdown, they mentioned that it's kind of like the incursions from Doctor Strange. So I'm just going to assume that's pretty much what happened to their homeworld. But kind of some interesting stuff there. And then we also learned some stuff from Kamala's grandmother about, you know, their heritage and stuff like that. And she calls it their genetics, which is funny because they call them the Jinn. But yeah, we learned a little bit from her. Mostly it's Kamala just being in Karachi to try to, for the most part, just figure it out on her own. So, I mean, fine, I guess. I mean, the grandmother must not know as much and might not be able to tell her as much, and she kind of has to go on her own journey to figure it out. By the end of the episode, we see that she's pretty much time traveled back to when, you know, her grandmother was talking about what's her name? Her like great-great-grandmother's Kamala's great-great-grandmother coming to wherever. Honestly, like it's hard for me to follow some of this stuff just because it's like so much exposition at once, where I'm like, there's just so much information going on right now. I can't possibly keep up with all of it and watch this episode in a timely manner and not pause a million times. So yeah, I mean, I understand what's going on for the most part. You know, the implications of like, how did she get back there? I don't understand, but like the implications of where she is, I do. I mean, it's interesting. It's not what I was expecting. Not where I was expecting the show to go. So I'm wondering if like Kamala's in some sort of dream state, or if she actually did travel back in time because her bangle got stabbed. So maybe it's a vision. Maybe she actually traveled back into the past. Who knows? But yeah, like I said, a lot of exposition in this episode, but some pretty good action / fight scenes. And also, like I said, the Jinn / the clandestines aren't really that interesting of villains to me. Also, it seems like some of them might be dead now after that fight with the Red Daggers, so plucking some of those people off, that's pretty cool. Yeah, let me see here. I have a lot of notes, but I'm probably not gonna... I mean, I already kind of talked about what I wanted to talk about. This probably isn't gonna be a super long review. Usually for things I don't necessarily love, I don't have as much to say, but... there's a nice interaction between Muniba, Kamala's mom, and Kamala in this episode where they're sitting at the table and, you know, Muniba got in kind of a fight with her mother. And there's a lot of parallels. You can see Muniba's, you know, relationship with her mother and how it kind of, how it kind of compares to her and Kamala's, relationship, which I will say, her and Kamala's relationship, I didn't think it was that close at first, but it's a lot closer than Muniba is with her mother. And that's just kind of how it is. Like, you know, Muniba had to, and I hope that's her name, I'm pretty sure it is, but she had to deal with her mother having these, you know, crazy theories, which we know are true now. But she had to deal with having that as her mother, like basically a conspiracy theorist, and everybody talked about her in town. And, you know, that's hard for a kid, you know, to have your parent, you know, there's a line in here, I can't remember exactly what she said, but she's like, you know, I just needed my mother. And I was like, damn, dude, that hit hard. But yeah, some great scenes with Muniba and Kamala in this episode where they're sitting around the table. Kamala's like, are you all right? Because she can tell her mom is kind of upset. And then they start eating these little toffee things, and Muniba's just, you know, eating the toffees like normal. Kamala's like having a really hard time trying to bite into it, and they're just both laughing about it. And like, it's scenes like that that really make me love shows and are like make me more endeared towards the characters. But yeah, really great scene there, even though it didn't last quite long enough. Yeah, there's a lot of gorgeous scenery. I wrote that down. A lot of really great scenery in this episode. You know, seeing different parts of Pakistan. I don't know for sure if they filmed there, but I would hope that they kind of got the architecture right. And I thought it looked really cool. But let me see here. Kamala wearing the mask that Bruno made for her in the last episode. She looks very cool in it. In fact, in this episode, she also gets, I think it's a blue vest. I'm a little colorblind, but looks like a blue vest from the Red Daggers. Kind of, you know, it's pretty close to being comic book accurate. So I'm wondering if, like, it's showing her getting the different pieces of her costume throughout the season, which some movies have tried, and it's just cringy, like Han Solo and stuff, him getting his jacket and stuff. People are always like, I wonder how he got that jacket. But for this, it's just like her basically building her costume and having different influences from different people she's met, and different, you know, pieces from her culture. I love it. But yeah, let me see here. What's the other dude's name from the Red Daggers? Let me try to find that guy's name real quick. I thought I had it written down somewhere. Because Waleed was like the leader, and then there was Chemo. And I know that was a nickname for him. I can't remember his actual name, but they were, you know, like around a bonfire or whatever. And it looked like there were other Red Dagger members there. I'm pretty sure all those other guys were Red Dagger members. But yeah, he seems like a pretty cool guy. I can't help but think he was introduced a little late into the season. There's only 2 episodes left. So it makes me a little confused as to how he completely plays into it. I mean, I get it. He's like, when he first found Kamala, he's like, I sensed the Noor. And so he's probably going to like help her on her journey and do all that fun stuff. But felt like he was introduced a little too late. I mean, I get it's only the 4th episode, but still there's only 2 left. So it's like, I don't know. He feels like he should have been included a little bit earlier, but I get why he wasn't. They had to go to Pakistan to get there to find him. Well, not to find him, but for him to find her. Let me see here. I don't think I have many other notes here. I don't think so. I'm just really curious as to where the last 2 episodes are going to go, if there are in fact 2 episodes left. the problem that a lot of these Disney Plus Marvel shows, and a lot of Disney Plus shows in general, the problem that they have is that they don't leave themselves enough time to do everything. You know, they're decently long episodes, maybe like 45 minutes each, but with only 6 episodes, like, there's a lot they want to do, but they don't necessarily have enough time for it, and so the ending of these shows always feels kind of rushed. But I hope that's not the case with this one. For the most part, I think all the shows have done a pretty decent job of wrapping it up nicely. Moon Knight, not so much for me, to be honest. Not completely. You know, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I think, was fine. Loki is definitely my favorite show so far. Ms. Marvel is definitely coming up to that second place spot. But it depends on how they wrap it up. So, the last 2 episodes are not that great for me, then this will probably go in like 3rd or 4th place. But so far, I'm really liking it. It's just this one episode that I wasn't really digging that much. So, yeah, I would love to know what you guys thought of Ms. Marvel Episode 4 down in the comments below. And since this was a spoiler discussion, feel free to post spoilers down there, any theories for the next episode, or try to explain things to me, because I even wrote it down in here. I'm like, some of this stuff they need to dumb down for me when it comes to like dimensions and shit like that. I'm not a fucking wizard, dude. I don't know this shit. So they got to dumb it down for me a little bit. But for the most part, really interesting stuff. So yeah, we'll see where it goes. Also, leave a like on the video. I'd very much appreciate that. And please subscribe if you are not already. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. And that's all I got for you guys. I will see you in the next one, which should be a review. I think it's called Phantom of the Open. It's a like smaller indie film about golf. Really weird film for me to be watching, but the trailers look kind of fun. I think it has Mark Rylance in there, and he's a pretty good actor. So that should be my next review. And then coming out on Friday will be my review of Minions Rise of Gru, which I am so excited for. But also next week, Thor Love and Thunder. So probably going to be seeing that at least twice. But yeah, that's all I got for you. I will see you guys in the next one. And take it easy.